Just a final passage. Tough talk from God. Job 38. This is really tough talk on this issue. Job, you remember, is posing all these questions as to why God has done what he's done, because he's suffered all this stuff and all this evil's come into his life and all this calamity, and he was a good, righteous man. So the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said this, "Who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge?" That's a pretty straightforward indictment. "Now gird up your loins like a man, and I will ask you, and you instruct me." Divine sarcasm. "Oh, you tell me then, Job, you tell me what I should have done. Tell me how to do it better. By the way, where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who set its measurement, since you know? Who stretched the line on it? On what were its bases sunk? Who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy? Who enclosed the sea with doors? When bursting forth it went out from the womb? When I made a cloud its garment, and thick darkness its swaddling band, and I placed boundaries on it and set a bolt and doors, and I said, thus far you shall come, but no farther. Where were you when I bounded and bordered the oceans? Have you ever in your life commanded the morning, Job? Have you ever caused the dawn to know its place? Have you entered into the springs of the sea? Have you walked in the recesses of the deep? Have you seen the gates of deep darkness? Have you understood the expanse of the earth? By the way, where's the way to the dwelling of light? And darkness, where does it belong? Who cleft a channel for the flood and a way for the thunderbolt? And he just goes on like this. This is just one shot after another. Can you bind the chains of the Pleiades and loose the cords of Orion? Are you in charge of the stars and the constellations? I mean, do you understand how stupid it is to pose these kinds of questions that call the nature and purposes of God to account to you? Then he gets even more earthly in verse 1 of chapter 39. Do you know the time the mountain goats give birth? It goes all the way down through all these ostriches and horse and other animals. This is just a diatribe against the folly of asking stupid questions and thinking God needs to explain himself to you. And then he asks him if he thinks he can control a dinosaur. And then he comes down to 42, Job 42. Okay, then Job answered the Lord and said, I know you can do all things, and no purpose of your hand can be thwarted. End of discussion. That's it. You got it. That's it. Who is this that hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore I have declared that which I did not understand. I admit it. And the beautiful part of it is, verse 5, he says, I had heard of you with the hearing of mine ear. You know, I had a certain understanding of you. But after all this, I really see you, and I repent in dust and ashes. Let God be God and worship him for the sovereign that he is, unfolding the glory of his own nature through wrath and mercy, which necessitate evil. This is our God.